YouTube channel. Now, just before we jump into this video, I would really appreciate it if you could just quickly go down, subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss any of my future videos. And also you could leave a like on this video. I would really appreciate it if you could do that. Now, what we're going to be going over today is how to use a change of character properly, okay? We're going to start off on a 15-minute time frame, and we're going to look for a change of character on the 15-minute time frame. And then we're going to drop down to a 1-minute time frame, and we're going to look for a change of character again, and how we could get into entries by using this, okay? Now, let's just start off here, okay? So as you can see here, we're on the 15-minute time frame. We have this supply zone. Price is pushing back up towards the supply zone. We've just mitigated the zone. Now, to see a change of character happen, I want to see this high taken and then the low, okay? Now, we'll just play out price. We can mark that out. Okay, so on the way back up, we reversed just before this zone, pushing price down, but never took the low, okay? This is liquidity here. As you can see, there's 3 wicks to the downside on the 15-minute time frame, so this would be 1-minute liquidity. Now, again, we want to see price push back up now, mitigating this supply zone even more, and then taking the low. But this time we want to take this low. Okay, so let's just play this out. Okay, so now we've mitigated the supply zone more than 50%, and we've also took the high, causing a break of structure. If I just mark that out, break structure up. Break of structure was actually this demand zone here. Now, if we mark this demand zone out, what I want to happen now is when this demand zone gets taken, that's the confirmation of a change of character. So we've had the break of structure to the upside, now price is pushing back down. If we respect this demand zone and then we break through the supply zone, we would then carry on, we would start looking for longs, okay? Because the supply zone hasn't been respected, this becomes a weak high and this becomes a strong low, okay? Now, let's just carry on playing out price and see if we get the change of character. Okay, so here we have the change of character happen. Why? Because we took the low that put in place this break of structure. Now we just mark this change of character out, chuck supply here. There you go. This is the change of character to the downside, okay? Let me just make it so it's smooth there. So this is the change of character to the downside. Now what we want to see happen is we want to see price come back into the supply zone. Why this supply zone? This is the zone that put in the recent low to cause a change of character. Let me mark the supply zone out. Okay, now let's carry on playing out price, and then once we confirm that we've tapped into a zone, we can move down to the 1-minute time frame and we can start looking for entries after we see a 1-minute change of character. Let's play this out. Okay, so as we've seen happen, what has just happened is if we measure this, we'll see we've had a 50% pullback, and then after the pullback, we've actually broke to the downside once again, okay? So because we've pulled back 50%, that means the pullback phase is completed. And the reason we know it's completed is because we've actually broke the low that was pushing the pullback, okay? Now, if we just mark this to see, yeah, as you can see here, we had exactly to the 50%, and then we pushed price back down and broke the low, confirming that we have a change of character in place and that we are heading back down, okay? Now, where would we target with this entry? For me, I will target this recent demand zone. Why is this the recent demand zone, okay? Because this was the last sell to buy, and it was also the zone that broke this last high, okay? If I mark that out as well. Here you go. So this was the recent break of structure. Sorry, this is the recent demand that caused the break of structure. We also have imbalance and inefficiency above these zones, which is a confirmation for us that price needs to head back down and fill these zones. For anyone that doesn't know what imbalance or inefficiency is, if you get 3 candles and you mark the low of this candle and the high of this candle and they don't meet, that's inefficiency. If they meet, it's efficient pricing, okay? Now, inefficiency means that there's a gap within the market. In this example, there's more buyers that come in over sellers, leaving the gap. Now, this is also liquidity. You could expect price to come back down, filling these gaps. So it's a confirmation really that if you have inefficiency above or below POIs, that you can expect price to come back, fill in the inefficiency before tapping into your zone, okay? Now, if we just jump down to the 1-minute time frame, because we've had our change of character in place, we've had a second break of structure to the downside, go down to the 1-minute time frame and look for a 1-minute change of character, okay? Now, let me just mark this so it's a little bit cleaner. There you go, okay? So for me, my 1-minute change of character here would have been this demand zone here that put in this recent high, filling more than 50% of this move down, left this supply zone here with imbalance below it, okay? Now, if we mark the change of character, this is where I would get my entry from. So this is the 1 minute change of character. This is the supply zone that I'll be looking to take my entries from. And this is the 15 minute, let me change that because it's grey. This is the 15 minute demand zone I'll be targeting with my entries, okay? Let's just play out price a little bit, see what happens. Now, for here, we have another change of character, okay? But the reason why I will not choose the zones here is because they are liquidity. Now, if you place your zone on liquidity, you become liquidity, and you don't want to get tapped out because of liquidity, okay? So what I expect to happen is we have imbalance just below this supply zone. We have liquidity. Now we want to take liquidity before tapping into our supply zone, and then we want to trade off, looking to take our profits in this demand zone down here. Now if we mark out this liquidity, so it's visible for you, buy liquidity here. This is the liquidity I'm expecting price to take as clearing the imbalance and tapping into the supply zone. So we can have our orders resting on here with a 2 pip stop loss. I'm actually going to do, we could do 2 pip, but then that wouldn't clear the high. So I'm just going to add 2.2 pips, okay, just for spread. And then we're trading down towards this 15 minute zone, okay. Now if we just play this out, we'll see what happened. Okay, so price is pushing back up. Sorry, price is pushed down, pushed up, taking liquidity, clearing the imbalance. We've actually tapped into the 1 minute zone, and then we've come back up towards it again, tapping back into this here. Price is pushed down. We've reversed just before actually tapping into the 15 minute demand zone. Add a little pullback to clear imbalance and inefficiency, and then we've pushed back down again to take our take profit, okay. Now that was the full. This is the full video, okay? This was just an example of how you can use changes of character on the 15 minute time frame, on the 1 minute time frame, and you can use them on all time frames actually, because the market is fractal. So you could have 4 hour changes of character, you could have a 15 minute change of character, 1 minute change of character, and then that's how you like do a little bit of top down. Now, I don't always use just a 15 minute change of character and a 1 minute change of character. I actually have a full order flow, like trading plan that I will go from the daily down to the 4 hour, down to the 15 minute, and then into the 1 minute, okay? Now, for those of you that would like to understand this more and go to more into depth and how I get into my 1 minute entries, I do have a full course and mentorship that if you go down in the description and click on my website, there's tons of information on there. You'll be able to find out more. And if you decide to join us, then you can click the join now button and sign up, and then you will go straight to my VIP Discord, where there's a full group of members that are all learning, that are all going through the same process as you, and we're there interacting daily just to make your experience of trading even better than what it is now, okay? Now, that is the full video. I hope everyone enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, and then I will see you in the next video. Peace.